Hi guys, here's a quick little tutorial on how to achieve this dark red halo smoky eye. So if you're interested, keep on watching. Alright guys, so I already have foundation on, I already have done my eyebrows, so what I'm doing right now is I'm putting primer on my eyelids. Primer is very important when you're doing something super intricate with your eyeshadow because 1, it makes your eyeshadow pop more, 2, it makes it last longer, and 3, it's basically giving it something to stick onto. So while I'm letting my primer dry on my lids, it's really important for you to let your primer dry. So while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm just adding a little bit of concealer under my eyes where I usually add it to just to brighten it a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and set that concealer because the eyeshadow look that I'm going to do today is pretty blown out under the eye as well. So I want to make sure that area is ready to go. Okay, now I'm taking a base shadow color, which is basically any eyeshadow that's closest to your natural skin color, and I'm just setting that primer. Some people don't like to set their primer. I have really wrinkly eyelids, so it helps if I already have a shadow to set that primer. It just helps the shadows glide on smoother, I find, but that's because, once again, my eyelids have wrinkles in them. Next, I'm taking the shade Love Plus by Sugar Pill, and I'm using a fluffy NYX brush. You can use any fluffy brush. And I am taking that shadow color and I'm putting that predominantly on the inner corner and outer corner of my eye. Now, once I've placed the shadow on the inner and outer corner, I'm using whatever's left on that brush to kind of bring that shadow up into my crease. I'm doing this because I want most of the color to be focused on the inner and outer corners of my eye. Now I'm just taking a clean fluffy brush, this one's by Sugar Pill, and I'm just using that to soften the edges around the eyeshadow. Next, I'm taking that same NYX brush, I'm picking up more of that Love Plus, and I'm once again repeating what I did before. I'm putting that shadow on the outer and inner corners and using whatever's left on the brush to bring that shadow up into the crease. Next, I'm moving to this much smaller and much firmer Real Techniques brush. At this point, I really want to focus and be precise about where I'm putting my eyeshadow, so which is why I'm moving to a smaller brush. So I'm going in with that Love Plus shadow and I'm placing it in the same areas as before. Now we're really trying to focus where that red is. Now I'm going in with this fluffy, I think it's a brush by Morphe, and I'm just using that to blend out the shadow that we placed with the Real Techniques brush. You don't have to switch brushes here. You can go back to that fluffy brush that you used before and just gently and lightly blend out all of the shadows together. Next, I am going in with the Lunatik Cosmetics Labs Relic eyeshadow palette, and I'm taking the shade Ascendant, and I'm picking that up with that same Real Techniques brush, and I'm really focusing that dark brown shade in the inner and outer corners of my eye. This is going to help us create a lot of depth. Here I switched to an even smaller, more detailed brush because I wanted to be really precise about where I was putting this dark brown, and I really wanted to pack that shadow on. And once that shadow is on, I'm just going to blend that out with either the Morphe one or the Real Techniques brush. Basically, when you're blending out this brown, you want to make sure that you're not spreading it all over the place. Now I am taking my NYX Professional Makeup Liquid to Matte Black liquid liner, and I am just creating a winged eyeliner look. Also, something important to note, if you are actually planning on using a liquid liner, make sure you allow the liner to dry before you open and close your eyes, or else it's going to get everywhere. So next thing I did was actually tightline my eyes with a black eyeliner, but unfortunately I realized as I'm editing this that I wasn't even in the frame when I did that, so that's not included because I wasn't even visible. But anyway, so I'm taking this Rouge Rogue brush and I'm just going in with Love Plus, and I am just taking that shadow and I'm just blending that into my lower lash line, and I'm just going to really blow this shadow out. Next, I am taking a very tiny detailed brush and I'm going in with Ascendant from the Relic eyeshadow palette, and I'm putting that color very close to my lower waterline because I want to create, once again, depth. So you don't want to put this dark eyeshadow color all over your lower lash line, but close to your waterline. Now I'm just blending those two colors together and really blowing out and softening any edges on that Love Plus shadow on my lower waterline. Now it is time to contour. So I'm taking my Lunatik Cosmetic Labs Contour Palette Volume 2, and I'm taking that really pretty dark gray shade, and I'm placing that right where my cheekbone is, and you'll notice that I already put some bronzer on beforehand. That's only because I forgot that I should probably contour before I put bronzer on. So I also noticed this gorgeous dark red shade in that same contour palette, and I decided to use this shade to just add a little bit more depth to my eye look. So I'm placing this dark red color basically on the inner and outer corner of my eye, underneath my eye, and a little bit in the crease as well. Okay, so now that the contouring is done, I also contoured my nose a bit, but I did that off screen. I'm just taking a bunch of translucent powder, and I'm putting this powder on areas of my face that I get super duper oily on. So I'm literally layering this powder on my T-zone and around my nose and mouth, and yeah. Next, I'm going to go ahead and highlight my cheeks with my Melt Stargazer Digital Dust. And then I'm going to take my beauty blender and I'm just going to basically push that translucent powder into my skin instead of dusting it off, because this really helps me not get oily in this spot. Then I'm going to add a little bit of highlighter to the tip of my nose as well. Next, I'm taking the Eclipse lashes by Rouge Rogue, and I'm going to glue these on. I like using a black eyelash glue just because it helps blend it all together. Now I'm just taking a black lip liner. I'm using Blindfold by Melt Cosmetics, and I'm just going to go ahead and outline my lips. Now I'm going in with the Lunatik Cosmetic Labs Lip Flick in the shade Tainted Temptress, and I'm going to apply that on my lips. Okay, and here is the final look. Thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, just leave them for me in the comments section. And if you really enjoyed it, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to me as well. All right, love you all.